today a Kurosawa photo breakdown. I'm gonna talk about like what he was doing and why his movies were so influential and inspirational, especially for his black and white films, which is kind of I think what I'm gonna focus on today. Samurai films in particular, so Seven Samurai, Rashomon, Hidden Fortress, Yojimbo, Sanjuro, all those. If you notice at the bottom left-hand part of the screen, I found some images from his movies to kind of like comparing, so you could see what I'm talking about. And he, with the help of his cinematographers, he used multiple throughout the years, but the main ones he worked with, especially during that time in the 50s, was Asakazu Nakai. Their look kind of transformed cinema and their style of what we do and what really, inspired this game. It's just how Sucker Punch kind of took that and ran with it in a really spectacular way. Man, the black and white of this game though is gorgeous. I miss the colors sometimes, but man, like, you get some really vibrant images. Kurosawa really used light really well in focusing your eye. Frames inside of frames. He got that from John Ford, who was a American director around the time. But stuff like this I really love, because like you have your protagonist in this kind of shadowy area, but then there's the frames of the Rashomon or gate around him. And let's see if I could adjust the time of day to really get the colors, or not the colors but the lighting of that white that we want. But like, look at that, like, and now your character's slightly more lit, but like shadow, and then just like this beautiful image. Kurosawa was a master of motion, and if you watch his films, which I would recommend doing, obviously, there's always some movement. If the actors or whatever characters in frames aren't moving, there's something in the background or foreground. Like, he uses nature to his advantage, with either wind or water, whatever. There's always something moving, and really kind of creates this depth to an image that is really, first off, just beautiful to watch. And I think, that's one of the main focuses, is it keeps your focus on something, even if the scene itself is stagnant. Sucker Punch really utilized that. Like, I don't know if it was meant, on purpose, but when, especially in photo mode, when you like get some leaves and just have them going in the middle of this photo that is super stagnant, it has the same feel that you would have as if you were watching the films. And I think that's like excellent. Using things that were in shadow, pointy things to point in the direction where your eye wants, and then it just added so much to a scene. Even something like this, where like your eye kind of naturally follows the bow, but then it kind of bends upwards at the same way that the bamboo is going. Also, the bamboo with black and white, I was playing around with this earlier, my god, talk about beauty. You don't even need Jin in the photo. Like, he definitely used this to keep your focus on where does your eyes take you, but onto where the light is. But look how beautiful that was. And then using focal lengths that weren't so wide, but a little bit 50mm to 75 longer lenses to kind of get really like press things together so you could get more depth in your image. Something like that I really like, with the trees on the side. I'm gonna add some particles. Where are we feeling? Bamboo leaves, because we're in a bamboo field. Yeah. Talking about what we were talking about earlier, trying to tell a story through a moment or a shot. He does that a lot. With a lot of his tracking shots, he'd go from, you know, wide to a close-up to a medium shot in order to kind of tell what was going on. So something like this would be a good example. Going from a wide, and then he'd track around, so then you like see him punch a guy, and then he punches a guy, and then that's another shot. Oh, everyone's on fire. Okay, I'm gonna take a break from doing Kurosawa things and just focus on this. Just like, are they like dancing in fire? That's what it looks like. Take some pretty photos of this nonsense. I noticed Kurosawa likes to have a lot of back shots. He likes framing people from behind. The back equals drama. Like, these setups are just so classic samurai film. That's a pretty one. Although this is probably gonna mess up my standoff once I start it again, so whatever. It's worth it. Most important thing in black and white photos is just getting the lighting right. Like, that's pretty. Like, that's perfect lighting right there. Ooh, that's cool. Yeah, using the shadows definitely helps in Kurosawa mode. Like, I don't know why, but Komatsu Forge, like when I first got here, it reminded me so much of the opening scenes in Rashomon, just like of the gate that they are in. It's the thing that kind of, it's the closest thing to me about it. I don't know why it calls for me. Like I was saying earlier, for people who didn't hear, Kurosawa likes to focus on characters and the people, no matter if it's a samurai epic. He always finds a way to bring it back to characters, and he does this in multiple ways. And I feel like in Kurosawa mode, he just kind of asks for images with that, with all the people. Like I was running around through these towns a little earlier, kind of trying to play around and see what I can do in the game, and that was the most, like, when it's the Kurosawa mode black and white, it just almost asks for less about the death and action sequences and more of these like profiles on just people and their way of life. And something like this is so like frames within the frames, the movement with the wind, this woman, you just want to know more about her. It's like my favorite spot in the game. Yurika's storyline comes here, takes you here, and it's super beautiful and sad and tragic, but like, look at that. Like, even in black and white, like, I'm used to seeing this in color, but in black and white, like, these wides. It's like a painting almost, how everything just kind of pushes together. Just play around with how low to the ground the camera is. Kurosawa did this a lot. He uses, I'll go find some fighting with horses, but Seven Samurai is famous because he has these shots where it's like low to the ground, horses' feet, in rain. He uses rain a lot. You know, at the time that was groundbreaking because it's like cinematic and the action, and you feel like you're there and there's tension. And if you ever seen Seven Samurai or watch it, like, he has these crazy shots that are like at the horse's feet with like some crazy thing happening in the background. Like, that's what he does. Because he focused so much on characters in his films, Kurosawa would come up with like pages, like essays worth of background for every character, no matter if they were a star or like a lead or side characters. Like Seven Samurai, he came up with a dossier for every farmer in order so the actors would know what the relationship is to all the other characters. And it's quite fascinating. It's quite inspiring. because I don't think I would have the patience to come up with a dossier for like all my side characters if I were ever to write. It's a smart thing, I think, for writers and filmmakers to at least do it for your main characters. Ooh, that's cool. That looks like a samurai film right there. You know? Something Kurosawa would do. I'm gonna give this the stamp of approval. Yeah. But look at like the action, just like the snow just like frozen in time and space. That is going to have the stamp of approval. Looks like a smolder from this angle. It's supposed to be kissing, but the detail in this is incredible. Wow. Oh, I should be in Fundoshi. That's what this asks for. Yeah. Yeah. Look at that. Butt shot. Stamp of approval. Ow. Oh god. Oh god. I don't think I've ever taken a photo of Jin getting mauled by a bear. So, first time for everything. That bear is not happy. Oh god, it's going my way. No! Oh, I just want to see this bear fight. That is not a happy person. He's not having a good day. He's either gonna die by me or this bear. Probably this bear. Like, I like the foggy snow. Like, I like it when it's... That's an ominous building now. In order to get the best photos in this game, you kind of have to put Jin in danger. Running through flames, or jumping off of waterfalls, or getting stabbed. I also wonder if there's a way to, like, make this a job. Take photos of the game for people. Wouldn't it be cool if, like, let's say the actors who play the mocap, you know, who do the mocap for these specific characters, like, I would, like, this kind of counts as promotional material, right? Like, I'd do that for them. But if Sucker Punch wants to, like, hire me to do this, I wouldn't say no. Practice makes permanent. I wish I had snow just as a particle, because sometimes I don't want the super heavy fog, but I want snow. I'm trying to get cinematic shots with most of these. I hope some of them land. If they don't, you could always yell at me about it. Actually, I prefer if you yell at me about it. If you're just like, hey, what the hell? You used to take great photos, and now you're slacking. What's going on? Sometimes that's all I need to kind of get out of my funk. So let me know if I ever start faltering. Again, you see the woman in the background. The images that just tell stories. I feel like that's what I should have. That's the focus. That if anything Kurosawa's taught me is using an image to tell a story with as little dialogue as possible. That's what he was really good at. What do I do with all these photos? I keep them on a hard drive and I slowly post them online. That's what I have been doing. I'll usually after every stream the next day, I usually post some of my favorites from the stream before, and then keep, but there's usually so many. I'll have like, after every one of these, I'll have like 50 photos I really love. I can't use them all at once, so I kind of take my time sharing them. I feel like whatever creative idea you have, try to blend it into as many ways of telling this tale you want, if that makes sense. Because you never know, right? Like, life is kind of unpredictable, and sometimes you have the best idea in the world, but someone may not see it that way. So then you have to kind of think outside the box and figure out a new way of doing that. Some people have good advice and be like, I like this, but I think it'd work better as a comic, or I think it'd work better as a TV show, or like I have so many ideas throughout the years of things, projects and stuff, and it's gone from like being a web series to being a book to being a television show or a film. And if someone tells you no, don't think of it as the end of the world. I just kind of want to do the opening scene, see some cool group photos with this giant battle in Shimura, and see what I can get in Kurosawa Mode. Plus, we just get to admire the amazing cinematics that Sucker Punch has created to help tell their story, which a lot of it in itself took a lot of inspiration from Kurosawa. My plan is to kind of replay this game, or at least certain sections of this game, so I can take photos in it, especially with like the side stories of like Norio and Ishikawa and Masako, and because there are some really great moments you can get really cool shots in, like this, for example, like story mission, and there's cinematic environments and taking photos there. So that's kind of be my playthrough, because that's the one thing I miss. Once you beat the game, you can't interact with your friends anymore. Oh, explosion! Look at that death! Look at that death! If you time it right, you can get some incredible images. I'm not even doing this justice, but like... Hey, what's up, man? You're blocking the frame. You're blocking the frame, dude. I don't have enough Shimura shots. I have plenty of Jin shots. You've all seen me play with Jin, so... When you're trying to get shots like this, like, you know, it's timing... Try to time it with things around you, too. Get boring shots if there's nothing really exciting happening. But if you can get, like, flags with a nice face and sun glare, like, this part confused me when I first saw it, because it looks like he kills him. So then I was really confused why he showed. I thought it was a different person when you finally see Shimura again. Yeah, like, how does he live through that? Oh, we got like a sexy Yuna look if you frame it correctly. Just like, hi, nice to see you. I'm just hanging out on this window frame. Oh, get to take some photos of Young Jin? Hell yeah. Ooh, that was lucky. Oh man. If you're new to the channel, this is what I do. I kind of wanted to be a Bob Ross kind of relaxing show where I stream photos. Sometimes I'll have a specific theme I'll be talking about, but that's what I do. I just kind of do this, and you can just watch and get ideas and ask questions, and sometimes I'll give advice on just photography and what I do in order to get a good shot. Oh my god, I'm dying. I'll update the next time I stream on my Instagram or Twitter. Both are at Japrican1, so you can follow me there. So usually where I'm going to be posting pictures and stuff. Thanks for watching, and keep it here at Japrican1 for more in the future. I think next stream I'll focus on finishing this and then the Ishikawa storyline. So hope you enjoyed this Kurosawa-centered Kurosawa Mode photo mode, and I'll see you next time.